AITA for telling my ex's sterile affair partner to have her own daughter if she wants to share cheerleading with one. I, 40F, and the mother of two amazing kids, a 10-year-old daughter and a 7-year-old son. Their father, my ex-husband, 44M, cheated on me years ago with Jen, 42F, who is now his wife. The affair shattered our family, and while I've done my best to move on for the sake of my kids, Jen continues to make things difficult. To start from the beginning, my ex and I were married for several years, and for the most part, I thought we had a good relationship. We had our kids, and we're building a life together. Sure, he traveled a lot for work, but I thought we were a team. Then Jen came into the picture. Jen wasn't some random woman. She was dating someone in my ex's friend group, and we crossed paths regularly at gatherings. Over time, she made an effort to get to know me, small talk at parties, following me on social media, even texting me occasionally about things like recipes or parenting tips. I thought she was just being friendly. I was completely blindsided when I found out she had been sleeping with my husband. I'll never forget the day I found out. My ex sat me down, looked me in the eye, and told me he was leaving me. Just like that. No warning, no attempt to fix things, he was done. He said he had fallen in love with Jen and wanted to start a new life with her. I remember feeling like the ground had been ripped out from under me. I had to pick up the pieces for the sake of our kids, who were too young to understand what was happening. To make things worse, Jen tried to play the victim. She claimed she didn't mean to hurt me, that she hoped we could all get along for the sake of the kids. She even suggested that we could be friends again someday. I was furious. How could she think we'd ever be friends after what she did? But I kept my composure because I knew my kids were watching. Fast forward to now. My ex and Jen have been married for several years. He only has custody of the kids 6 days a month, which is partly because of his demanding work schedule. He travels out of state frequently, so this arrangement keeps the kids with the parent me most of the time. Jen has no biological children of her own. She and my ex made a point to tell me early on that she's sterile. I never asked, but they brought it up, hoping I'd share the kids more and encourage them to see Jen as a second mom. I made it clear from the start that I wasn't interested in co-parenting with Jen. She's not their mother, and she never will be. I've always supported my kids having a relationship with their dad, but Jen's involvement is not something I'm willing to facilitate. I've kept things civil for the sake of the kids, but I've also set firm boundaries. Jen, however, doesn't seem to respect those boundaries. Which brings us to the current issue. Jen was a cheerleader in her youth, apparently a very enthusiastic one. She volunteers with local cheer programs and has been trying to get my daughter into cheerleading for a while now. My daughter is not interested. She's more into art and science, and while she's tried a few sports, cheerleading has never been on her radar. A couple of weeks ago, my daughter came to me visibly upset. She told me Jen had been pressuring her to join a cheer program and that her dad was backing Jen up. She said they'd been talking about it during her last visit, and Jen kept going on about how much fun it would be and how it was something they could do together. My daughter told them she didn't want to, but they wouldn't let it go. She asked me to step in and help. As part of our custody agreement, decisions about extracurricular activities need to be agreed upon by both parents. So, I reached out to my ex through the parenting app we use and told him our daughter would not be joining cheerleading unless she wanted to. I emphasized that she'd already expressed her lack of interest and that they needed to respect her wishes. Instead of responding on the app like he's supposed to, he sent me a series of angry texts. He accused me of ruining things, said I was being unreasonable, and called me a bunch of names I won't repeat here. Then Jen got involved. She tried calling me, but I didn't answer. I don't see the point in engaging with her directly. But a few days later, I ran into her at a store, and she decided to confront me in person. It started off somewhat civil. She said she felt like I was punishing her by not letting her bond with the kids. She went on about how she's been in their lives for years, and how she has every right to share things like cheerleading with them. I told her, calmly at first, that she doesn't get to force my kids into activities they don't want to do. I said our daughter isn't interested in cheerleading, and that's the end of it. But Jen wouldn't let it go. She followed me around the store, practically pleading with me to understand her perspective. She started crying and said it's her dream to share cheerleading with a daughter. She said it hurts so much that she'll never have a child of her own to share those experiences with. I'd had enough. I turned to her and said, if you want to share cheer with a daughter, then go have one of your own. Leave mine alone. She stopped dead in her tracks, and I walked away. She didn't follow me after that, but the fallout was immediate. My ex called me later that day, furious. He said I was cruel to say that to Jen, knowing she can't have children. He demanded I apologize, but I refused. I told him Jen needs to respect our daughter's wishes and stop trying to insert herself into places she doesn't belong. Now I'm wondering if I went too far. On one hand, I feel justified in standing up for my daughter. She shouldn't be pressured into doing something she doesn't want to do, especially by someone who isn't her parent. On the other hand, I can see how my comment might have come across as harsh. I wasn't trying to hurt Jen. I just wanted her to back off. So, Reddit, AIDA?